What's up, guys? My name's Antoine, and today we are going to be talking about how the channel is exactly doing. Now, you probably clicked on the video because you saw the freaking title and you're either thinking this is huge freaking clickbait, or you actually believe it, and if you do believe it, then you are kind of right for the most part. Now, the channel hasn't been doing as hot as it once was. I think it's pretty apparent if you even look at my new video views and if you look at my overall video views. Generally, they are doing pretty bad in comparison of what they used to be. Now, I do believe a lot of this downfall is due to the fact, if you watched me from when I was having issues with my dad, I didn't upload for a extreme long time, which dropped the channel majorly. I brought the channel a little bit back up, but, since school started, it brought it basically all the way back down to what it was. In fact, it's probably a little worse than what it was. So there's not really much I can do, which kind of sucks because, I've been doing, YouTube for over 4 years, or is it about to be 4 years? 2012 of October, so about to be 4 years. I've done YouTube basically for 4 years of my life. Now, what sucks though is that my channel is super dependent on certain games. I think most people know which games I'm talking about. I got the Yandere Simulator everyone watches, and the FNAF fan games most people watch because I still do have, a FNAF fan base still, because I did those FNAF games. Now, a lot of people only watch, those specific games. They're not necessarily here completely for me. They're more here for, the game that I am playing, which I completely understand. There's certain people that I only watch certain things from, so I get that. Now, what ultimately sucks, though, is that I don't necessarily have a backup plan. I have nothing, behind me. Like, I don't have a college degree or anything like that, which kind of sucks. Which generally leaves me with, what should I do? If this thing doesn't work out necessarily and it gets worse, what should I do? We got option number 1, and that is to either quit YouTube and do college full-time, because I am decently smart. I would say I was really good in school, or I can do college full-time and barely upload onto YouTube. Now, some of you guys are thinking, but what about Twitch? Because, I used to stream a lot on Twitch, and if you're wondering how much I made on there, I basically made enough to pay off my internet bill. That's the whole thing Twitch was basically to pay off, the internet bill I had. And I don't make near enough to ever do that, especially since I never had, donations open. It was literally what I made on Twitch. Option number 2 is that I can open up a Patreon and, live off of funding off of that, or at least help support the channel that way. But I generally don't think that is the right option to do, in my opinion. I could also open up, donations on Twitch, but again, I don't feel like those are the right options to do in a sense. But they are options, nonetheless. Option number 3 is that I can hope for, the games that are coming out in October or November to do really well on the channel. There is always a chance that they will. Generally, October and November have the most games that are released specifically. We got horror games, and we got I know some anime games that are getting released during November as well. So I do have that for me, possibly, but again, that is not a guarantee, so I can't be those are for sure options. I'm basically gambling and hoping that it works. The last option, which I think most people are going to be against, obviously, is to change. Now, if you watched me for a long time, you realize this is not the first change I've had. Obviously, I have changed from doing horror with face cam and stuff to Minecraft with no face cam and no cursing. In both of those scenarios, I didn't curse either. To not doing Minecraft and cursing, which is basically what I've been doing, you know, for a really long time. Now, one of the changes that I could try to do, which is upload less and only do certain games. I mean, that is also an option to where I only upload certain games that people watch, that I know will watch, and it might help the channel, but ultimately it might also hurt the channel since I'm only uploading a few times. I mean, it'd probably be uploading once every 3 or 4 days, maybe even more. I don't even know. I could also try out, you know, the reaction vid style where it's either, you know, I've known anime cracks that people do, the try not to laugh challenge, basically, which is all reaction videos anyways, the try not to cry challenge, or I could try to do, you know, how basically Pewds, Leafy, and Pyro, how they do their certain reaction videos to like really cringy things. I could also do that, but I know that I would be eventually pissing off a lot of people. Now, I know everyone won't get angry at me for trying, you know, different things such as that, but I do know that I would get some people angry at me for, you know, my opinions, mainly, probably extremists for the most part of certain things, because I do have my own opinions and I just keep them to myself. So if I did that, I would be opening basically a whole new can of worms, and I know not everyone is going to be too thrilled about it. Some of you guys would probably really like it, but not everyone would be thrilled about that. I could also try to do, you know, vlogging content in a sense, not like straight up vlogging day type stuff, but more vloggier type content, which I obviously would have to upload less because that takes time to think of ideas, at least good ideas. But that doesn't guarantee that it will do well on the channel. Nonetheless, it might do complete crap. I don't know, but there's a chance that it might do good. Now, I'm thinking those are most of my options, at least the main options that I can think of off the top of my head. Well, not really off the top of my head, because I had a bullet point list type thing, but those are, you know, most of the ideas that I could try out. I think I'm leaning personally more towards the college thing, just because it's at least guaranteed, compared to everything else. Like, YouTube is not guaranteed at all, for the most part, and it's very, very stressful. I mean, like, this has been the most stressful years of my life, obviously, compared to everything else. YouTube just destroys it. Now, I don't think that I'm gonna, you know, instantly do a bunch of changes. I think I'll try a few things and we'll see how it goes. Generally, I don't know how it's gonna do. It might do really well, who knows? But I think if the channel continues to go the way it goes, I definitely am going to be considering the first option I said, which is, you know, the college option, because it's at least guaranteed. And with YouTube, it's not guaranteed. It's extremely stressful. I'm always stressed. I know I got anxiety from YouTube because I get so stressed sometimes. So I'll see how things go. Hopefully things go well. And I think that's all I have to say. I don't know if you guys have any opinions on this. If you guys want to say anything, go ahead and say it. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say.